Hey there folks, this is Random Game Channel with another gameplay tips video. So my goal is to try to make a gameplays tips video for each of the classes that we have in the game. So far I've done one for the medic and the demolisher. Now I want to do one for the sniper. So for this video, I have 6 sniper gameplay tips that can help you improve your gameplay. Alright, so the first kind of tip here is talking about the loadout. So when I think of sniper, I traditionally think of having an actual sniper rifle and not like a marksman type of rifle. So I'll be focusing more on the Merida XXX sniper rifle. As you can see, I haven't really unlocked everything yet for this weapon, but I'll be talking about it in general here. So with the Merida XXX sniper rifle, you're not going to want to be in close combat situations because this thing just shoots super slow, right? It's a bolt action rifle that performs well at mid to very long range. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to be there on the front lines, but this thing can hit pretty darn hard. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the secondary weapon. Now I always preferred the Emancipator over the other Peacemaker pistol, because this thing can just stop an Iraqan from running at you because it has such a high stun value. And this thing can hit pretty darn hard too. The range is also pretty good, and if you've got a really good shot, you can even take down a gunner bug at a very long range. And if we compare the two, you can see that with the Peacemaker, the damage is a lot lower, right? But the fire rate is a lot higher. The range is also extremely low compared to the Emancipator, and you can even see that the accuracy is a lot better because it doesn't have such a high recoil as the Emancipator does. So this is the other trade-off where the Peacemaker has higher stagger but no stun. So you can choose whichever pistol you like and which one you prefer, but for me, I always appreciated the Emancipator. Alright, so moving on to the utilities. Unfortunately for this class, you only get 2. But let me kind of just go over these with you and how you can make a build that really goes in pretty hard with scanning targets and stuff. So with a scan dart, you can shoot a bug and it'll scan it and surrounding bugs in the immediate area, and anything that's been scanned will take additional damage, and that ability will kind of stack up with some of the other items that we'll be going over here. Now the next utility is the LV visor. You pretty much want to turn this thing on right away as soon as you start the game. So just activate it with the left mouse click, and then you can switch back to your weapon and things like that. So what this thing does is that it'll highlight bugs in your field of view, and it'll be kind of like in this green color, kind of similar to kind of like a night vision kind of look to it, which is actually kind of cool. And it's extremely helpful when you're playing in a game where like it's kind of like twilight, it's like getting pretty dark, and You know, if you're in a tunnel for like Valaka Advanced and Secure or Hive mode, or even with like a pitch black mutator, this thing will just make your gameplay so much easier because you'll be able to see all the bugs. So I recommend just turning that on right away. The next thing we'll be going over is the grenade. For this build, I went with a scan grenade because we want to stack up the scanning kind of theme for this build. Because for this build, I kind of wanted to make it more like a support build for you to help other troopers identify and eliminate higher profile elite bugs. So with a scan grenade, it doesn't deal any damage, but anything in a 12-meter range of where it blows up will be scanned, and whatever is scanned will take 2 times the damage. So you might already notice that scanning is a big thing for this build, and this takes 2 damage, and then with a scan dart it says that you or anything that's scanned will take you more damage. So you can see that the scan enemies take damage thing is starting to stack up a little. Alright, so we're moving into the perks now. So the first one is the magazine bandolier. This just lets you carry more magazines so that you don't have to run back to the ammo crate or anything like that. It'll just allow you to be a little more active in the field before you have to reload everything. Yeah, this is nice. The next one is directive fire. So what this does is that anything that has been scanned, either from the scan dart or the scan grenade, it'll take even more damage. So this is further adding on to the damage a bug can take when it's been scanned. Now the next one, the last one, is spotter training. So anything that has been pinged will be scanned. So let's take for example, you ran out of scan darts, or you ran out of scan grenades, or there's even no time to even use these things. If you just ping a bug, it'll be scanned automatically. So if you see like a tiger, an inferno, or a grenadier, if you ping it, those things will be scanned automatically, and then whoever shoots at is going to be doing a lot more damage. They'll die a lot faster. So that's about it for the perks. So let's just take a quick second here and go over the special class abilities. These ones are pretty straightforward, so I won't take too long to go over them. But with a jump jet, it just lets you get up to hard to reach places that other troopers and bugs wouldn't normally be able to get to. So use that to your advantage and find a really high ledge or a wall, even a building, that'll provide you safety from bugs. So yeah, you can even get a little bit more vertical distance if you jump and then use this ability. So this is a little tip right there. Now with high intensity speed training, this is just allowing you to run extremely fast. Compared to the other troopers, you'll be running at a higher speed than anyone else, except for the ranger, which their little special class ability will actually make them go faster than you. That's the only class that'll outspeed this sniper. Alright, well that's about it for tip number 1. And let me just put on a little video for you, and we'll go over the rest of the tips for this class. Alright, we're moving into Gameplay tip number 2,
Assault and secure mission
which
is a go,
is,
Brimstone 1.
what is the
You know the drill.
sniper's role?
Secure the objectives in the order issued by
Identify
command.
and
Fire
neutralize
out.
high priority targets. That's your role. And you can leave a majority of the heavy fighting to the other troopers, because your job is to identify elite bugs and make sure you eliminate them. And if you can't eliminate them, the rest of the troopers will be able to target those bugs. And with your abilities, they'll be taking a lot more damage, so it'll make the other troopers' jobs a lot easier. So what do I mean by elite bugs? Elite bugs are bugs that are gunners, tigers, bombardiers, grenadiers, and royal guards. So whenever possible, prioritize scanning and pinging those bugs, because those things represent a very big threat to other troopers. And whenever you can, try to pick those off as well, because with your build you'll be doing a lot of single point damage to these bugs when they're scanned. And another thing that you should be keeping an eye out for is that if you're in a game mode where like there's side objectives like you gotta collect ore and value gas, anybody that's running back towards a bunker with these resources in hand, they wouldn't really be able to defend themselves if a bug decides to attack them. So one of your other roles, one of your other jobs for this role is to protect those troopers. So pick off those bugs so that those troopers can do their job. And you'll be advancing the game a little bit faster too, because if they die, they can't deliver those resources back to the bunker, right? So just be constantly on the lookout for these elite bugs and these other high priority targets. And I like to call this your environmental awareness. So if you do that, then you'll be doing your job pretty well. Now, if you want to be kind of like a more active role in this class, you can always equip the Hawkeye as your primary weapon, but I'm focusing more on the actual sniper rifle build itself. Alright, so moving into tip number 3, your position on the battlefield. Ideally, you want to be in locations where you're in these hard, like high out of reach positions where the other bugs won't be able to get to you. Because if a bug is attacking you, you're not going to really be able to provide overwatch for the other troopers. Right, so that's pretty important. That's like one of the first things you need to do once you set foot on the planet. Also, you want to be in kind of like the back line area. You don't want to be on the front line or even like right in the middle of a scrum, because with that sniper rifle, you're not going to be shooting very fast with it. So the other thing you want to do is, like, if there's like a base, pretty much want to camp in there, because you're not good in a mobile kind of situation. The sniper is good if you're like sitting in one place for a long time. And if you're in a base, you can always move to another location to get a better line of sight on other bugs, which you can see here. There's a lot of tall buildings, but I can't see very well. So moving around will allow you to not only be more aware of your environment, but also take down some of the bugs, right? This sniper class is also really good at defending fixed positions, like an objective, or in this case like the base. and you're not really supposed to go out and run around like most of the other troopers. Okay, so we're getting through these ones pretty quick because there isn't too much advice I can offer at this time, but now we're moving into tip number 4, which is how best to use the sniper rifle. Okay, so the first word of advice I want to give you is that make use of the focus button. For me, default it's left shift. So if you hold that down, you'll go into like this focused mode, or like this, the steady breathing mode that you are typically accustomed to in like other FPS games. This will allow you to place more accurate shots on a target. And the next thing that I want to mention is that you should ideally let the target move into your crosshair, and you shouldn't try to track it with your shot, because it's going to kind of be difficult to land an accurate shot on a bug. So what I mean by that is, like, if you see a bug, right, and it's moving around a lot, you need to kind of predict where the bug is going to walk. So when you do that, just let it move into your crosshair, and then you pull the trigger. And for this class, you need to be very patient with how you place your shots, because you don't have a lot of shots in your magazine, and your ammo is very limited. And it shoots and reloads incredibly slow. So be patient, place your shots well, and aim for the center mass, because that's going to be the easiest part to shoot on most arachnids. So the other thing you should do is try to stand still as much as you can when you're shooting, because if you're moving around, it's going to create a lot of movement and it's going to throw your shot off. And if you really need to, and you're like in a one-on-one duel with a bug, either stand really still and or crouch, and then you can like hip fire the bug pretty accurately at close range. So it could kind of turn into a shotgun, kind of, in that situation. Alright, so moving into tip number 5. Some of the most common and frequent dangers to you as a sniper are bugs that can get to you if you're in a suboptimal position, meaning like you're in a low elevation like sniper nest where bugs can still climb up to you. So just be aware where you're standing, and try to find a good spot to camp in. The other things that will really get you are gunner bugs, inferno bugs, grenadier bugs, and bombardier bugs. So gunner bugs will most likely try to target you because you're a pretty juicy target to them as well. They're pretty much there to like kind of outclass the sniper and other marksmen. And inferno bugs, they can easily dislodge you from your sniper nest with their fire blast attack. So just keep an eye out for those things. Try to kill them as soon as they become a threat. And with grenadier bugs, those things can pretty much just one-hit kill you. So be careful with that, because they're gonna get you if you're not careful. And the last one is bombardier bugs. If your position on a wall or even a bunker is low enough, they can still jump on top of your position and then detonate. So just keep an eye out for that. This also applies to like trucks, shipping containers, or like any low ceiling structure or wall that you can see out in the field. So just keep an eye out for those and you should be okay. The last tip is navigating open fields and extraction. So with open fields, just run like hell. And try not to stay out in the open for too long. Try to find a object that you can stay on top of, and you'll be okay. Now, for extraction, most times you're going to be outrunning the other troopers anyway, so just run as fast as you can with the other rangers and snipers, move as a group, and equip your emancipator because your sniper rifle isn't going to be good while on the move.
5 seconds, get
And
it.
that's about it. That's my 6 tips for the sniper. Hopefully that can help you out, and stay tuned for more gameplay tip videos. Thank you.